You are the master of your fate. Let's begin. I want to ask you a hard question, a personal one. Do you ever feel like the modern world has forgotten what a true partnership is? Do you feel like the foundation of a real marriage is missing? The old blueprints, the ones my men like Ford and Carnegie used, seem to have been discarded. And what has taken their place? A fleeting, transactional arrangement. I see many of you, especially you men, feeling this void. It's why so many of you are looking east. Not for a magic pill, but for a living, breathing example of the very principles I have taught for nearly a century. Today, I'm going to pull back the curtain on why this is happening. I will show you how the very principles that built empires, principles like the mastermind and definiteness of purpose, are also the keys to building a harmonious home. I will show you how these ancient truths are still thriving in the East, and I'll give you the exact framework to build that same powerful, purpose-driven partnership in your own life, no matter where you are. The world as I see it today is a restless place. And I'm not talking about the pace of the stock market or the endless hum of your machines. I'm talking about the restless human heart. I see so many of you, especially you young men, adrift. You've been told that success is a solo mission. You've been promised that a life built entirely around your own desires will lead to happiness. You have been sold a lie. I see you building your careers, your financial portfolios, but your personal lives, they're often a house of cards built on a foundation of shifting sand. You meet someone, and the conversation is about what they can offer you and what you can offer them. It's a transaction, a contract. And when one side feels the value has diminished, the contract is broken. There is no definiteness of purpose. There is no shared vision. There is only a temporary arrangement of convenience. You have the tools to build an empire, but you've lost the blueprint for building a home. I knew a man, a brilliant engineer, who could build any machine you put in front of him, but his home was a factory floor of discontent. His marriage was nothing more than a series of logistical negotiations. They shared a roof, but they didn't share a life. They had no definite purpose. They were two separate units, occupying the same space, and it drained them both of the very energy they needed to succeed. You see, a successful marriage is not just a collection of two individuals. It is a single, powerful entity, a new force created by two minds coming together for a common, definite purpose. And until you understand that, you will remain restless. You will continue to build, but you will find yourself empty. You will have all the power in the world and nowhere to truly call home. The principles of success are like the laws of physics. They were not invented. They were discovered. I spent 25 years with men like Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, and Thomas Edison, not to learn their tricks, but to learn their laws. And I discovered that the laws governing a successful factory are the same laws governing a successful life, and yes, a successful partnership. You've been taught to believe that a marriage is a feeling, a fleeting moment of emotion, but I am here to tell you it is a formula. It is a science. Before I began my work, people thought of success as a matter of luck or fate or birthright, and they think of love and marriage the same way. But it isn't so. It's a matter of applying definite principles, the very principles you've heard me talk about: definiteness of purpose, the mastermind, and applied faith. They are not just for the boardroom. They are for the dining room. They are for the shared life you build together. Carnegie himself, for all his power and wealth, knew that his greatest strength was not in his steel mills, but in his ability to create a harmonious alliance of minds. He used that phrase to describe his business partnerships, but I saw it at work in his life. He understood that no single person, no matter how brilliant, can hold all the knowledge or bear all the weight alone. And yet, in today's world, you are asked to do just that. You are told to be the hero of your own story, standing alone against the world. It's no wonder so many of you are exhausted. But when you apply these principles to a relationship, the burden is lifted. You are no longer one man standing alone. You are an unstoppable force of two. The men I studied did not achieve greatness by accident. They applied these laws with intention. And a man or woman who finds a partner and applies these laws with the same rigor will find a harmony that money cannot buy. The word marriage today has lost its teeth. It's been diluted down to a mere social contract. But what I saw with men like Ford and Edison was a different kind of alliance. They had what I called a mastermind, a coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. Now apply that to a marriage. A true partnership is not about two people coexisting. It's about two minds, two hearts, and two spirits blending into a single, unstoppable force. It's the moment when a man's vision is no longer just his own, but is strengthened and amplified by his partner's unwavering belief in it. I saw this principle in action with a young man I once mentored. Let's call him Thomas. Thomas had a brilliant idea for an invention, but he was drowning in self-doubt. He would talk about it, then immediately find 100 reasons it would fail. His mind was at war with itself. But then he met a woman, and he started sharing his dreams with her, not just his fears. She didn't just listen, she believed. Her belief was a kind of fuel he had never known. She became his mastermind partner. When he doubted, she reminded him of his strengths. When he faltered, she held the vision. Her definite purpose was his success, and through their combined effort, they brought his invention to life. This is the very essence of what I observe in so many traditional Eastern partnerships. They are often not built on a foundation of what can you give me, but on what can we build together. The family unit isn't just a byproduct of a relationship, it is the definite purpose of the relationship. Individual wants often take a back seat to the collective goals of the family. This is the mastermind at work, a natural and powerful force that creates a harmony so profound it can withstand the pressures of an ever-changing world. It is not a cultural quirk. It is a timeless principle in action. It is what many of you are instinctively seeking. I have observed that most people fail because they lack a definite purpose. They drift through life without a clear destination, and a ship without a rudder is at the mercy of every current and every storm. The same is true for a marriage. A marriage without a definite purpose is not a partnership. It is an arrangement for convenience. A man and a woman come together because it feels good, because it's comfortable, but they have not defined the why. They have not articulated what they are building, where they are going, or what they are willing to endure to get there. And when the storms of life arrive, and they always arrive, the arrangement dissolves. When I studied the men who built empires, I saw that their success was not a fluke. It was the direct result of a plan, a definite purpose, pursued with unwavering persistence. They knew what they wanted, and they set every available resource in motion to get it. They did not leave their success to chance, and a successful marriage is no different. I have seen that in many Eastern cultures, marriage is not left to chance. It is often a union of families, a strategic alliance for the purpose of building a shared legacy. The definite purpose of the partnership is understood from the very beginning. It is about creating stability, raising a family, and securing a future. It is a shared destiny, not a temporary convenience. This is why many men are now looking east. They are not simply looking for a wife, they are looking for a purpose-driven partnership. They want a partner who sees life not as a series of individual conquests, but as a shared journey toward a common, definite purpose. This foundation, this understanding, is the rock upon which a marriage can be built, a foundation that can withstand any storm. You've heard me speak of faith. Most people believe faith is a spiritual idea, something separate from the world of business and ambition. They are wrong. Applied faith is the bedrock upon which all great achievements are built. It is the unshakable conviction that a definite purpose can and will be achieved. It is a state of mind, born of repeated effort and unyielding belief. Now, apply this to marriage. A true partnership is not built on a foundation of, for as long as we both shall love. It is built on a foundation of, for as long as it takes to achieve our definite purpose. This is applied faith in action. It is the deep-seated belief in your partner's character and your shared vision, a belief so strong it can weather any storm of doubt, hardship, or temptation. It's the unwavering certainty that you will find a way together. I once worked with a man who had lost his fortune in the market crash of 1929. He was broken, and his spirit was shattered. He was ready to give up. But his wife, a quiet woman who had said very little throughout their years of prosperity, now became his rock. She didn't offer empty words of encouragement. She offered applied faith. She reminded him of their purpose, to build a stable life for their children. She took a small job herself, not out of necessity, but to show him that they were in this together. Her actions, her quiet but firm belief, became the fuel he needed to rebuild. He did not just recover his fortune, he surpassed it, because her faith had become his own. This kind of unwavering commitment, this quiet but powerful resilience, is a hallmark of many Eastern marriages. The concept of leaving when it gets hard is often not an option, because the definite purpose of the union, the family, the legacy, the shared future, is paramount. This isn't just cultural tradition, it is applied faith at its purest. It's what creates the stability and depth that so many men now crave. It is a reminder that true strength is not in going it alone, but in having an ally whose belief in you is as strong as your own. It is the final essential element of a harmonious partnership. I want to speak directly to you now. To the modern man who feels this emptiness, you're told you can have it all, but you feel like you have nothing that truly lasts. You're told to find your own way, but you're tired of walking alone. I see you. You are not looking for a wife. You are looking for an ally. You are not looking for someone to complete you. You are looking for someone to build a life with. And this is why so many of you are looking east. You are not looking for a fantasy or a fairy tale. You are looking for a living blueprint of the very principles I have just outlined. You've seen the transactional nature of the modern dating market. It's a game of scoring points, of maximizing personal gain. You meet a woman, and the first question in your mind is often, what will she demand of me? But when you look at a traditional Eastern partnership, you see a different dynamic entirely. You see complementary strengths. The roles are not competitive, they are collaborative. This isn't about one person being less than the other. It's about a clear understanding of who does what and a deep respect for those contributions. It's a team with a clear plan where everyone knows their role and the mission is clear. I spoke with a man who had built a successful software company, but his personal life was in constant turmoil. He told me he felt like he was always on a different team from his partner, competing with her for resources and attention. When he met a woman from a different culture, he was stunned. There was no competition. She saw his work as their work. His mission became their mission. She was an anchor, a source of stability, and an unwavering ally. He wasn't giving up his independence. He was gaining a powerful, purpose-driven partner. This is the harmony you are seeking. It's not about being less than you are. It's about becoming more than you could ever be on your own. It's about finding that shared purpose, that master mind, and that applied faith that has been lost in the noise of the modern world. I know what some of you may be thinking. You hear my words, and you see the examples, and you say to yourself, but Hill, that's another world. That's another culture. You believe that these principles are tied to a specific location or a specific tradition. You are wrong. The principles of success are universal. They are as true in New York as they are in Tokyo. The human heart, regardless of where it was born, craves a definite purpose. The human spirit in any nation yearns for a master mind, an alliance of minds working in harmony. And the human soul on every continent needs applied faith to endure the storms of life. The reason you see these principles so clearly in Eastern marriages is not because they have a secret magic. It's because they have not forgotten the laws. While the Western world was consumed with individualism and self-expression, many Eastern cultures quietly continued to practice the timeless truths. They held on to the understanding that a partnership is a strategic alliance, not a fleeting feeling. I have spent a lifetime studying the minds of the successful, and I can tell you this. The man who succeeds in business, who builds an empire, is the one who understands that every person, every partnership, and every project must have a clear, unwavering purpose. The Eastern wife is often a living embodiment of this principle. She is not a subordinate. She is an architect of the family's definite purpose, an active participant in the master mind. Don't dismiss this wisdom because it comes from a different shore. Understand that it is a universal blueprint that was lost in the West and is now being rediscovered. The truth is, you can apply this blueprint no matter where you are. You can build this kind of partnership with any person who is willing to commit to a shared destiny. What matters isn't the passport, it's the purpose. I have given you the blueprint, but a blueprint is useless until you put it to work. Knowledge, as I have always said, is only potential power. It is your action that gives it life. So, this is your homework. This is your mission. Do not think of this as a chore. Think of it as the most important project of your life. It is the construction of your own future. First, you will find a quiet place, and you will get a pen and paper. I want you to write down your definite purpose statement for your partnership. If you are already in a marriage, what is its true purpose? What is the shared destiny you are both working toward? It is not enough to say to be happy. Be specific. Is it to build a family, a business, a legacy of service? Be as clear and concise as you would be for a business plan. The purpose of your union must be defined. Second, I want you to articulate your mastermind. Who are you in this partnership? What are your unique strengths and talents? And what are your partners? Do not think of this as a competition, but as a collaboration. When you understand your roles, you can play them with power. Write down how you will combine your strengths in a spirit of harmony to achieve your definite purpose. Third, you will practice applied faith. I want you to make a commitment to yourself and to your partner that you will not give up, that you will face every challenge together as a single unit with an unshakable belief that you will prevail. Start small. The next time a disagreement arises, instead of arguing, remind yourselves of your definite purpose. Say, "This is not worth it. This is not serving our purpose. Let us find a solution, and then find one. This is not theory. This is action. This is the difference between a life of drifting and a life of direction." The world will tell you to seek happiness. I tell you to seek purpose. Happiness is a byproduct of a life well lived, a goal well pursued. The modern world has sold you a hollow ideal of freedom, the freedom to wander, to be unattached, to be a solo agent in a world of others. But I am here to tell you that true freedom is found in a life of definite purpose, shared with a true ally. The greatest wealth you will ever possess is not in a bank account. It is in the richness of your life, in the strength of your character, and in the harmonious power of a partnership built on solid ground. It is a mastermind in motion. It is a shared destiny. This is not just about finding a wife. This is about finding yourself. It's about becoming the kind of man who can build a life, a family, and a legacy that will stand the test of time. It's a return to the principles that built this nation and the very empires I studied. So I ask you, what will you build? Will you continue to drift, or will you take up the blueprint and begin to build? The choice is yours. The tools are in your hands. Now, go to work. Key takeaways. A partnership is a definite purpose. A lasting relationship is not built on a fleeting feeling, but on a shared, unwavering purpose. The mastermind is for marriage. A true partnership is a harmonious alliance of two minds, working together as a single, unstoppable force. Applied faith is the fuel. Unwavering commitment and belief in your partner and your shared purpose are the bedrock of a resilient union. HA, the universal blueprint. The principles of success are timeless and transcend cultural boundaries. The Eastern model is simply a living example of these truths. Action steps. 1. Define your purpose. Take out a sheet of paper and write a clear, concise, definite purpose statement for your ideal partnership. What are you truly building together? 2. Assess your mastermind. Identify your own strengths and your partners. Write down how you can combine them to achieve your shared purpose. 3. Practice applied faith. The next time a disagreement arises, pause and ask, does this serve our definite purpose? Use your shared goal to guide you to a solution. 4. Embrace the ally mentality. Stop thinking in terms of my life and your life, and start thinking in terms of our life. Make your partner's mission your own, and allow them to do the same for you. Remember, your success begins the moment you decide to act.